Natasha.
Debbie.
Show.
The show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Natasha and Debbie Show. Did you know what happens on Tuesday?
I do.
The Natasha and Debbie Show turns 2. That's right, it will be 2 years that we started on YouTube.
The Natasha and Debbie Show will be 2 on Tuesday.
We have a very special episode for you, so don't forget to tune in to watch.
Note to self.
Guaranteed to put a smile on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into anything else today, please hit that like button and consider subscribing.
So today, controversial video. Is it? I think it is. And why do I think that, Debbie?
Because we're going to take a look at why Americans don't use electric kettles.
And I know you guys usually just say kettle, not electric, but so why don't we, Debbie? We did a video, if you saw it. It's been a little while now. Gosh, a year ago, I think?
I think it's been about that long, yeah.
Yeah, it's been over a year ago. That's weird. Anyway, we made tea the British way.
Mm-hmm.
Real British tea, the British way. Check it out if you didn't. I got some criticism. But what we would have typically done, watch yourselves in the comments here. Be nice.
Yes, be nice.
Be nice. Is use the microwave. That's
but we
true.
know better. So we did not do that in that episode.
No, but it did take 20-some minutes to boil some freaking water on the stovetop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can we buy electric kettles in America? Yes.
Sure we can.
Do people have them? Not really. And our big reason, as we know why, is most people don't drink tea.
Mm-hmm.
They drink coffee. They have plenty of coffee makers.
Yes.
But, I mean, I don't honestly know the other reason why we don't. I know some people said, and I think maybe in Australia, it's really this boiling water, which I could see that would be better, faster.
Yeah, it could be.
That's why I use the microwave for water, because it takes 2 minutes versus 20-some minutes for just an old, regular old kettle.
Right.
It's not a plug.
And then the other reason might be, I know we heard back then, was the electric wattage difference or something like that. Like our kettles wouldn't boil as fast as y'all's do.
Y'all's.
Y'all.
She busted out some
right
southern.
out of the country.
So, but anyway, we're going to take a look at this video. Why don't Americans use electric kettles, and find out what this person's viewpoint is, or if they have facts. We don't know.
Let's find out.
If you're a human person, one of those things you're going to want to do with some regularity is boil water. We do it for lots of reasons, from cooking to cleaning and disinfecting to other things probably. And one of those other things is preparing hot beverages such as tea. Mm-hmm. Maybe you'd file that under cooking. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this is such a common practice in the daily lives of humans across the planet that purpose-built water-boily-pory things called kettles are quite a common sight.
Sorry.
But they're a little less common here in the U.S.
Never
than
actually
they are
seen
in
one in
many other
person.
parts of the world, particularly the electric variety. Actually, I think it's fair to say that they are a lot less common. One often cited reason is that our 120-volt electrical supply just doesn't have the gusto to make electric kettles worth it.
Look, why are we high-fiving that? I was high-fiving because she's right.
Because I guess that one to begin with.
Yeah, but that's not good. So hold on, rewind that back just to hear where he's going with this.
Electrical supply just doesn't have the gusto to make electric kettles worth it. Look, here it's cited 3 times. But by the end of this video, I hope you'll learn, as I have, that this just isn't true.
Really?
Oh.
Electric kettles are, even though they are a lot slower on this side of the Atlantic, still significantly faster than their stovetop counterparts.
Well,
At
yeah.
least for now. Spoiler alert, there's a twist. I'll begin with some testing and demonstration.
Intriguing.
As a note, the times I'll be referencing in this video came from off-camera tests. I'll replicate some of the tests.
Who just got closer in their seat, or scooted down in their chair? Because we both just kind of went, okay, let me sit back here. I'm interested.
Yes.
So I'm just kidding.
Do tell,
If
sir.
you did, your butt got more cozy, let us know. We care about your back butt area.
That's right.
Said that right.
Back
right?
butt area.
Referencing in this video came from off-camera tests. I'll replicate some of the tests on camera, but the results will probably be slightly different. This is my stovetop kettle. It's red. And it has a wide, flat bottom, which is helpful for doing tests because
I also have a wide, flat bottom.
it'll work great with any stove. Throughout this video, I will be bringing this much water to a boil. Yes, this is a SodaStream bottle. It was convenient. Anyway, this is pretty close to 1 liter, but not exactly.
1 liter.
The most important thing is I'm being consistent with each test.
Good.
The water will come straight from the tap and will go into a cold kettle, and we'll time how long it takes to boil.
About 15,
For
20
this
minutes?
kettle, I will consider it done when I hear the first peep from its whistle.
Oh.
On this gas stove's normal burner, it took a glacial 7 minutes and 40 seconds to come to a boil.
Is that faster than electric stove top?
Gas? I'm not even
'Cause
sure.
you know it took way longer than that for ours.
It seems to be faster, yeah.
Huh. Okay. Wonder if he tests.
Maybe
electric.
it's the wide bottom.
That's also a Queen song, I think.
This stove does have a higher power burner available, but we'll get back to it in a bit.
But the electric
Not everybody has a gas stove.
Yeah, we
though.
don't.
And if you don't, you might want to consider yourself lucky, but that's a topic for another day.
I agree.
I brought the kettle and my measuring bottle along with me for a visit with my parents. You see, they have a glass ceramic electric cooktop. I don't know what the exact power output is of the burners, but I do know that the entire thing is 8.8 kilowatts altogether. And with these burners being the average size of 4, I think 2 kilowatts is probably pretty fair. This burner, from cold, brought the kettle to a boil in 6 minutes flat, which actually surprised me. I figured it wouldn't be as fast as my gas stove.
We need to
but it
retest
actually
ours.
beat it by nearly 2 minutes. Go figure. Now let's see how an electric kettle will do. This is the cheapest kettle you can buy at Walmart. And as you can see, it sports an exquisite design and is built of the highest quality materials. Like virtually all electric kettles, this sports an automatic shutoff feature. However, there's a substantial delay between when it begins to boil and when the shutoff is actually tripped. So I'll be considering this kettle done the moment it's at a roaring boil. How long does this fella take to boil that amount of water? 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
That's not that different.
I suspect some viewers are aghast at that performance, but that's more than 3 minutes faster than the stovetop kettle on a gas stove and about 1.5 minutes faster than the same kettle on a glass ceramic electric stove.
I got you.
Just getting that.
Well, I remember ours taking way longer than his, even the gas 740. You know?
Ours definitely did.
Took longer
I
than
don't
that.
understand why it did.
And we have the same stovetop, the electric one that he's showing at 6 minutes. So, nah, I don't think that's kind of gonna work for me, knowing darn well it takes longer than that. Well over 10 minutes. So
it definitely did. And I mean, at least in this example here, yes, it's a considerable time difference, 3 minutes. But yeah, let's see what else he tells us.
This is interesting.
Stove. Why might that be? Well, the answer is pretty simple, but before we get into it with excruciating detail, let me reiterate that the cheapest electric kettle I could get my hands on is significantly faster at boiling water than this stovetop kettle, despite being limited by our 120-volt electrical system.
Okay.
Our weird system puts a practical limit of 1,500 watts on most things.
Just notice his shirt's a different kettle of fish. There's a fish in the shirt.
It is.
It's funny. Sorry.
Our weird system puts a practical limit of 1,500 watts on most things which plug into ordinary outlets. Although 1,800 watts is technically permissible, and on a 20 amp circuit, which is fairly common, especially in kitchens, 2,400 watts is possible, but since it's by no means universal and requires a different plug to be compliant, most devices stick to a 12 amp limit, which nets 1,500 watts at a slightly optimistic 125 volts.
Okay.
That's plenty of power for virtually anything. But many of you in 230 and 240 lands will find this kettle to be obnoxiously slow. I've also seen a few people here who have installed a 240 volt receptacle in their kitchen specifically to use with imported kettles.
Interesting.
All right.
And I guess more power to them. Just a reminder, we actually have 240 volt power here, but we do it weird. I made a video about it if you want to learn more. Now, hot take, all y'all tea drinkers are fretfully impatient. Oops. Did I say that out loud?
What? I'm fine.
Oh,
we can continue. We're good.
Getting all the info here.
We're good. We're good.
Wait, with the knowledge that even a cheap little kettle with our weak little plugs is still a lot faster at boiling water than a kettle on a stove, why aren't they the household staple that they are in other parts of the world?
Good point.
What a perplexing mystery. I doubt we'll ever know the true answer. It's because we don't drink tea all that much, you guys.
That's what I would say.
That guy's hilarious. He said that so freaking seriously. I'm like, yep, that's why.
That would be the reason.
Oh, I gotta hear him do
there.
that back. That was hilarious.
They the household staple that they are in other parts of the world. What a perplexing mystery. I doubt we'll ever know the true answer. It's because we don't drink tea all that much, you guys. That's it. That's the answer. It's not like nobody here drinks tea, but I think it's fair to say that for the majority of households, tea is more of a, ooh, I'm feeling fancy today, let's whip out the Earl Grey kind of a thing. It simply is not the cultural staple for us that it might be for you, especially in the context of, say, social gatherings. When friends come round, putting a kettle on is not really in our cultural vernacular, but brewing a pot of coffee absolutely is.
True.
So, since most of us
The first thing we say, and I mean, even when I was a kid, my mom taught me to do this and always did that for when people would come over. First thing you ask somebody is, hey, hi, how you doing? Can I get you something to drink? It's just that simple. It's broad and it's, oh yeah, I'll have a...
It is. It's
can I get you some water or
specific.
something? Or you'll even say that. You'll first go to water before offering anybody anything else because
True.
everything else is so much more sacred. That Dr. Pepper in my fridge, you're not getting that. I'm not offering that to you. Back up. Back up. Go. No. Oh, wait, I have sparkling water? Yeah, I'm giving you the regular crap
Get you
that
some
I don't
tap water.
drink. Seriously. No, but I know so many people in the comments have said stuff, and I know they will in this video. Oh, but it's better for you. There's reasons, blah, blah, blah. It's what we do. I can't believe you don't do it. Again, it's just something that's not in our culture. It's different.
Exactly. It's just what's normal for you or us in that matter.
And a lot of people will do coffee. And that's the thing. My parents and their, Debbie and I don't really drink coffee. Would always have coffee with their friends when they'd be over and whatnot.
My mom and my sister always have a pot of coffee on.
Yeah, my mom always did too.
Yep.
But yeah, it's interesting how there can be something that's so beloved, right? Like tea is in the UK and even Australia. And in America, it's like, nah. Then again, we love peanut butter and peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and y'all don't. I find that odd.
But brewing a pot of coffee absolutely is.
Yes.
So, since most of us find ourselves boiling water for tea only occasionally, if ever, a faster, purpose-built water boily-pory thing is just not on the average American mind. That's all there is to it. Yes, our electric kettles are slower than they are on the other side of the Atlantic, but they're still the fastest way to boil water. The trouble is that relatively few people even know to want them.
That's not true. The microwave's faster.
Why is this $15 lump of plastic so much faster at this whole water boiling thing? Well, take a look inside of it.
Okay.
We can see the heating element. That's it. That's the thing what get hot. And when you fill it up with water, the heating element becomes submersed in and surrounded on all sides by the stuff we're aiming to heat.
This is your first time too, isn't it? My first
Seeing
time.
inside one?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm like peeking
I know.
in
I'm
there.
like, what is this big metal thing? But he is leaving out that boiling water in the microwave is faster. It takes 2 minutes for me to boil enough water for a mug of tea. Again, I don't do that anymore. I know you're gonna get mad. So don't get mad. I don't do it anymore. But it is 2 minutes. That's it for one mug of tea.
Yeah.
Or one cuppa. That's it, 2 minutes. So 6 minutes is not the fastest way to do it. And it is what it is.
Right.
But this is interesting. I've never seen inside one.
All of the energy that this thing can pull from the wall is getting dumped straight into the water, save for whatever tiny bit is lost in the power cord. Many electric kettles don't have an exposed heating element like you see here, but instead bond the element to the bottom surface of the kettle, which the water sits on top.
We're like,
It's a different arrangement, but the effect is much the same.
I like that one better.
In comparison, a stovetop kettle can only try its best at absorbing heat that's getting blasted at it from below, and then transfer that heat into the water it contains.
Right.
That's just much less effective than releasing heat directly into the water.
Right.
How much less effective is it? Well, we can find out pretty easily with some math.
Math.
One fun thing about this universe is that energy is energy. We have a lot of different names for it and measure it in a bunch of different ways, but it's all the same thing, and we can convert between units easily. One of those units, which is particularly useful for this discussion, is the calorie. That's how much energy it takes to elevate the temperature of 1 cubic centimeter or 1 milliliter of water by 1 degree Celsius. If we presume that the water from the tap is at about 20 degrees Celsius, and we have 1,000 cubic centimeters of water to raise up by 80 degrees, then it will take 80,000 calories of energy to bring it to a boil.
This is in-depth reasoning.
Now we can ask a search engine to convert that into a different unit for us. Let's go with joules. No, I didn't want the kilocalorie. That's what we commonly use for food. I just want 80,000 calories, the regular kind. Fine. 80 kilocalories is 334,720 joules. By 1,500, the number of joules we can add to the water every second,
let me know when the math part's
we will
done.
find out how much time it should take for an electric kettle in the US to boil a liter of room temperature water in seconds. That answer? 223.
Let's see here.
In the real world, though, it took about 22% longer than that. Our theoretical speed is 223 seconds, but the observed time was 273 seconds. What's the cause of this discrepancy?
Yeah,
well, actually, there are two causes. First, this thing doesn't actually pull 1,500 watts from the wall. It's a resistive electrical load that, compared to literal perfection, ain't bad.
Perfection.
Let's switch things up a bit. Remember, energy is energy, and we can 108.4 watt hours, which is, what do you know, about 60 to convey power, which is a bit confusing, but it is what it is. I don't have a way to verify its performance, unfortunately, but if we assume the burner...
Okay, look. If you guys want to watch the rest of this portion of the video, there's a link in the description of this one for you to check it out. But we're going to go ahead and skip this maths portion because it's a little much. And this isn't really what we came to the video for.
True.
We appreciate what he's doing. It's just not something we want to continue going with. You agree with that? I can tell by your expressions.
I'm a little lost there.
Yeah.
With everything we've seen, I think it's clear that if you want to boil water conveniently and quickly, the electric kettle remains your best option despite our weedy little plugs. But this may be about to change. Thanks to induction technology, the stovetop kettle can be even faster than an electric kettle. In fact, potentially faster than a European one.
What?
Induction stoves are the new hotness, and they work by sending high-frequency alternating current through a coil of wire beneath the cooking surface. When a suitable cooking vessel is placed above it, electric currents are induced within the vessel's metal base. Those currents will actually heat the bottom of the pot, or
have you heard of these?
Just like the current flowing through the heating element. In effect, it turns the pot itself into the heating element. Now, I don't have an induction stove, but I do have this plug-in induction cooktop. This thing is not shy of pulling the full 15 amps from an electrical circuit, and on full power it consumes just about the 1,800 watts that it claims to. Now, there's some waste in this process. That's why this thing has a cooling fan in it. So I don't know exactly how much is actually getting transmitted into the kettle. But at full power, this brought a liter of water to boil in 4 minutes and 29 seconds.
Still longer than
the fastest result we've seen, suggesting at least 1,500 watts is making it into the water.
So how long does it take for a kettle in the UK and other places to boil water? If he said that, I didn't hear it. So maybe he will.
And keep in mind, this is limited to what comes from an ordinary electrical outlet. The hardwired induction cooktops you'll find either on their own or attached to an oven often feature a burner, or I guess a better word is emitter, that can pump out close to 4 kilowatts, sometimes more. With one of those, you could boil a liter of water in 90 seconds flat. Still, speed isn't everything. One very handy feature of nearly all electric kettles is that automatic shut-off. That does give them an element of safety, which is missing from a stovetop kettle.
Well, you hear it.
I think there's a certain charm in household objects that scream at you when they're ready.
I love that sound.
But I'll admit a more silent option is nice. Plus, unless and until I get a proper induction stove, this remains the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was a little bit faster, but the most convenient and efficient option for boiling water.
Okay.
Though I don't often drink tea, I've kept a kettle around because it's just too handy. Even if I'm making pasta, it's faster to fill this up, bring it to a boil, and then pour the water from it into a pot on the stove than it is to use the stove to boil the water.
Am I correct, Australia? I'm not saying you don't drink tea. I know you do. But do you tend to maybe boil water more frequently than just have the kettle on just for tea? I know some people have commented that, so I don't know how true that is. Let me know. And let's look. What's it called? An induction stove?
I know.
That's not right.
Yes.
Induction. Want one?
No. I know we have one burner on our stovetop.
What?
That is like higher powered. I don't know if it's induction or just
doubt it.
Higher wattage. But there is one super burner on
I'm going to go in there now and put a kettle on each of the burners.
See which one boils faster.
Oh, we're going to time it. I'm going to get through all the maths in this video.
We're going to have to go buy 4 exact same pots.
Water, which is nuts, but it's the truth. Plus, the kitchen doesn't get nearly as hot when you do that, and I don't have to run the stove as long, which is great for indoor air quality. I should make a video about that too. It's astounding how bad these are. It's almost like combusting fossil fuels inside of a living space is a bad idea. Aside from that great benefit, there are also fancier kettles available, which let you set them to a specific temperature.
What?
Great for certain types of tea.
I want one now.
Pedantic coffee snob. I mean, enthusiasts.
That one's fancy.
And if you're really bothered by waiting 4 minutes for boiled water, there are a few solutions that are much less involved than rewiring your kitchen. First, and here's a wild idea, just don't fill the kettle up all the way. It takes more time to boil more water. And if you're just making a cup for yourself, only fill the kettle to the minimum mark. On many kettles, that can be as little as half a liter, which only takes a hair over 2 minutes to boil, even with our pathetic little plugs.
Not that.
But watch out, as there are kettles out there which don't operate at 1500 watts. Like this one. It may look nicer than the cheap Walmart kettle, but it's definitely worse at being a kettle. But it did come with this free loose leaf tea infuser, so that's nice. Another option you might want to look into if you're particularly impatient is something like this.
What?
You're right, this isn't a kettle, but you could call it better than a kettle. These, well, I don't know what the proper name is, but boiler, warmer, and dispenser all seem like common words. So let's go with hot water dispenser. These hot water dispensers feature an insulated tank, which they will diligently keep at your desired temperature.
Never seen that.
Many also feature timer functions to allow you to set when you want them ready, so they don't waste much energy.
Freaking expensive.
Use one of these, and you don't ever have to wait for a kettle. And they actually only need 700 watts.
Wow.
Now, if I drink tea a lot, I would have that.
I would drink tea if I had one of these.
Would you?
Yes, I would. Okay. You know it. Come on now. Who has tea in this house?
You do drink more tea than I do.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I can talk. I used to drink tea when I was a kid because my grandma had so many different tea bags and things. But she had like flavored tea, like raspberry and peach.
There might be some merit to keeping an insulated tank of water around rather than pumping 3 whole kilowatts of heat into cold water whenever you feel like it. Anyway, that's all I've got for you with this video.
Alrighty, guys. I hope I didn't offend anyone by going off on my little thing there. Honestly, I mean, I have ADHD and math is not a strong suit. Maths is not a strong suit for me. And this was not something I was expecting to do in this video.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to go into all the difference of the wattage and the power and converting energy into
a lot of detail.
Yes, like very detailed.
And we're not mathematicians. So for anyone out there that is, again, sorry, not really what we came to the video to hear and learn about today. But I did find everything else that we watched. First of all, this guy's hilarious.
He's pretty funny, and I'm glad he's tested so many different ways to do it and gave us the information.
I agree. I know I've said microwave a bunch of times, but again, 2 minutes for one single mug. So that's pretty daggone fast.
Yeah, it is.
But with this, it was fascinating. For the first time, actually looking inside of an electric kettle, because I've, like you know, never seen one, never seen inside of it. Have no idea. Like, is it hot on the outside when you touch it? I
think it's cool. I mean, at least the white one that he had there, it looks like it's plastic and cooler.
Let us know.
And I think what a genius idea to use one of those, boil your water, pour it in a pot, make your pasta. I mean, your pasta would be done so much faster.
So you want a kettle now, don't you?
It's like 20 plus minutes to make pasta.
Do you want an electric kettle?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh gosh, I'm going to turn into this giant tea drinking American, and she's going to be boiling pasta with the. This is a new thing that may happen in our lives, so we'll find out.
We'll see.
If you guys liked this video today, please smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you. And again, Tuesday, we turn, the Natasha and Debbie show turns 2.
We're going to be 2.
Our very first episode aired August 8th, 2021. So on Tuesday, August 8th, we have a special episode for you that I hope you will tune in for. I really do. It's it's going to be a lot of fun. And
Tuesday's going to be great, so don't miss out.
Yeah. And then, of course, we'll be back on Wednesday. But thanks for watching. Drop us a comment.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Until then, love like Jess.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye, guys.
Bye.